Hey there, everybody. Thanks for all the engagement here. I want to focus this video on my thoughts on the U.S. Holocaust Museum. Number one, um, amazingly powerful. You go up to the number one. So there's a Daniel story, which was kind of cool. It was the journal of a young man, and then as he ages, and eventually goes from the elementary school, and then gets into an age where he's working in the factory because they're being shipped into a concentration camp, basically, and just the difficulties that existed there, and the work that had to be put in, even as a small child, as a young boy. And so it was just a very powerful story and just really well done. And then going in, you go up an elevator, you watch a quick like 10 or 15-second video, and then boom, you walk off, and then there's the Holocaust, and then there's images, and like literally right then it hit me just emotionally, just the grotesque nature that occurred, just the display of horrible humanity, just at its worst. At the same time, I wouldn't say that it was depressing as much as it was. It's real, it happened, and it's difficult to see that, and it's difficult to understand that here was a population, and particularly the military and the government, the politics at the time, literally pulled out a percentage of the population in Germany was 0.88% back in 1933. That's how tiny this Jewish population was, but yet that was who was targeted. And then as the machine grew from a standpoint of war, you get in Czechoslovakia, you get in Poland, you get in Austria, you get in these other countries that had larger populations of Jewish people, and all of a sudden now they became this minority group that was targeted in just the most horrific manner. And to walk through, it's eye-opening, it's appalling, it's disappointing that humanity would act that way, just because of someone's different beliefs or where they grew up, or just they're from a different region. You know what I mean? It's just despicable. However, in the silver lining of all that, there's a showcase, and they're continuing to add to it, of people that housed and helped escape some of the Jewish people to survive. And a lot of people are so familiar, obviously, with Oskar Schindler because of Schindler's List, the movie, which again is just a very, very powerful movie. And then there's gobs of, there's multitudes, there's several on display there that helped, anywhere between 16 to thousands of Jewish people, not only fed them, but also helped them escape and stay alive. And you think about what these people did. They were from all walks of life, young and old, Catholic, Protestant, no, Catholic. Heck, there was a Japanese politician. And so, you get different races, and you get different people involved in different countries. And so it had nothing to do with religion, it had to do with humanity, and that they saw that here was another person being targeted in the most horrific way. And that was just really good to see. And then you go through get more history on like the concentration camps and what happened there, and it's just powerful, and I would encourage anyone to go see it, because I think it's important just to see where that was, and to understand the realities of what actually occurred there. It's powerful to know, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Genocide is an appalling thing. They actually had a small little exhibit on Cambodia, which they ended up killing. They call it the Killing Fields. A phenomenal movie, by the way. To depict Sydney and its translator, I can't remember the name, in a 1980s film called The Killing Fields. And literally there was killed over 2 million Cambodians at the time. That's a quarter of their population was slaughtered, and just horrible situations, a horrible genocide again. And you think about that occurs. It just does, throughout other parts of the world, even now today. And it's just horrific. It's appalling that humanity can treat another human that way, just because they may have a different belief system or they have a different skin color. It's just just horrific. In saying that, I liked that I went. You know, it gave me a great appreciation of the strength of a culture and of a people who, despite being treated in the most gruesome of ways, found the strength to move on beyond that. It's a part of who that culture is. Just like in the African American culture, there's that live in the United States, slavery is a true reality that existed, and how they can use that as the igniter, the gasoline on their own fire to be stronger and to build on that strength and to be better. And that's what I took away from it. Hope you have a great day, everybody.